What's up, everyone? This is the We Even Care podcast. I'm your host, Oscar Carvajal, and this is my co-host.
Luis Arevalo.
All right, man, let's talk about the greatest sporting event in the history of this planet, the World Cup, man. Are you enjoying the World Cup, Luis?
It's tough. It's been tough for me to enjoy the World Cup this year. Well, I guess this is the only year it's tough for me. The last 4 years ago, yeah, because I'm going through a breakup basically, and the person I was going through a breakup, I was gonna plan to like watch the World Cup with, like have someone to chat about the World Cup, and now that I don't, I just get sad watching the games.
You
man.
get sad watching the games. Yeah, the games remind you of your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I watched 22 men on the field,
yeah,
and all I can think about is her.
When
man.
someone is scoring, like I used to score with my girlfriend. Is that what you think? Is that what you're going with? Like, oh man.
No, I was like, damn, bro. She used to run through my mind like these
go.
people be running, and now she's just fucking gone.
Yeah, she's gone. Yeah, gone.
She gave herself a red card.
Gone like Mexico. Yeah.
But no, man, I will say the World Cup. I think I don't know if you know this, but first of all, fuck FIFA. But the FIFA have described the World Cup as like 140 Super Bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
And besides the fact that that's how much it costs to have a commercial in the hydration break, they're not wrong. Soccer is a fun sport. I feel like soccer. Hot take. This is my hot take for life. For my life. I feel like if you don't like soccer, you just don't like foreplay.
Okay.
You know, think about soccer, right? Soccer is you're building tension, right? Just like foreplay, you're building tension, right? You're building tension for this one big moment. You have two teams going at each other, trying to score, and sometimes you don't score. You know, it's like sometimes you have sex and you don't come. You know, it's like that.
Erectile
you build all this
dysfunction, baby.
tension.
It's a real problem. Give you Viagra. All right.
You you know what I'm saying? You come together. You're passing the ball. You're trying to build up. You're trying to get her wet. You're trying to get her ready, and then you think she's about to come, but it turns out her titty was offsides. So now you gotta start all over again.
No, I mean, look, this is my thing about soccer with Americans. I just think Americans were so spoiled that the best leagues in the other sports are here in the United States. So like you got like
I think they're babies because their attention span is zero. They need score. That's what I'm saying. That's why in these other sports, that's why it's so easy to score because Americans need like that dopamine. They're like, oh, this is not exciting until someone scores, which is why I think soccer is so great because that's how hard it is to score.
Yeah.
And when you do, like that's what I'm saying. When you do, it's like coming. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I got to come. This is great.
Yeah, man,
I love
Germany
soccer.
beating Curaçao 7-1. They came 7 times. That's crazy, right?
Bro, even
Yeah.
watching like the underdog games, right? Like watching what's it? Argentina versus
Cabo Verde,
Cape
Verde, yeah.
Bro, I was so excited, bro. Shout out to that goal.
Oh,
that,
a lot of people.
That was the most beautiful goal by
a lot of
Cape
people-
Verde right across the pitch.
A lot of people fell in love with that game. A lot of people fell in love with Cape Verde.
People love that goalie.
Yeah,
that 40-year-old
Bociña is his
goalie?
name. Yeah, Bociña.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
he's living
dude.
the dream. What I want to say is, because I talked to someone recently.
Also,
Okay.
as much as I also sorry not to interrupt you. Also, the World Cup or any game is not worth missing the birth of your child. I think that's very irresponsible. A lot of these athletes be like, oh, I gotta miss the birth of my child. Like that's irresponsible. You know when you'll not be playing, bro. Like your only goal is not to fuck during those 9 months of Raw. And if you do, just get an abortion.
That's where I would disagree with you. I would disagree
we disagree
with you
on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You think you should be able to say slurs as long as soccer is being played.
No, I think you should be able to insult your opponents in any professional game. Yeah, I do think you should be able to talk trash. And part of talking trash sometimes is like, hey, you fucking Polish dude or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of it. You know that's part.
But I
that's
get to
part
swing
of
on
it.
you after. But I got guns. That's how you know this is a soccer game. But I got guns afterwards. Just know that. I'm still a man afterwards.
And yeah, no, I wanna like I understand that I'm like on another level of fandom when it comes to soccer, like on a level difficult to understand, and it might be not healthy. But I do think soccer, and specifically the World Cup, is more important than going to see your child born. And there's been lots of cases. This is not the first time. There was a player called Bebeto, and whose kid was born. And that was my first World Cup that I ever saw as a kid. Whose kid was born during the World Cup. And I don't know if the camera can see it, but when he scored a goal, he did this like famous celebration of carrying a baby, and
is that where it comes from?
And that was the biggest celebration of that World Cup. He made the decision not to go back to Brazil and see his kid born. Gabriel Batistuta did it in '98.
Is he a good father? That's what we need to check. We need to check the celebrities that weren't there for the birth of their children, and then are they a good father?
And then in 1998, Gabriel Batistuta, same thing. He was in the World Cup, and his kid was being born in Argentina, and Gabriel Batistuta did not go. Now, this guy, the Belgian player, his name is Doku, who was a great player. He's a fast, on the left side, Manchester City. He went to go see his kid born. I think that's outrageous. Like, you do not leave the concentration of the World Cup to go see your kid being born.
Yes, you do.
You don't do that. You don't. In my opinion, you don't do
There's
that.
There's a World Cup every 4 years.
Your
child is only born once.
He can have more kids.
Maybe twice if he wants to be a loser and be a born again
He's gonna
Christian.
be a rich player the rest of his life. He could have a lot of kids with a lot of women.
We don't know that. Also, that's another thing. If you miss the birth of your child and you suck at a performance, you should kill yourself. Not only do you miss the birth of your child, but you are mid. You're like, that's the thing. You should at least score one goal, even if it's on your own team.
Like, dude,
be on the world, right? You feel me? You feel me?
I don't even know.
You're gonna be trash. If you're gonna be trash, be garbage. Like, score 2 goals on your goal. Be like, I did this for my child. All right. Let him know I didn't miss it for nothing. All right. Let my wife know. Let my wife and her boyfriend know that I did this for them.
No, you look. There was I'm not to be a downer, but there was the coach's mom passed away. The champs.
Exactly. You know why?
He left, but he only left when they had already made it to the next round. He didn't even see her die. He just went to the funeral.
And
I appreciate that.
And that's exactly you appreciate that.
I appreciate the seriousness he's putting into the World Cup. Yeah. I mean,
Oscar,
he's not a doctor. What's he gonna go do?
Oscar, you should be there for the last moments of your wife and child who could die from childbirth. Yes.
I mean,
here's the thing: unless you're playing for France,
not in Belgium.
Unless you're playing in
France, maybe the third world country, but not in Belgium.
Unless you're playing for France, you should not miss it because you're probably not gonna win.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna win.
Because the dictator Mbambe will kill you. So you might as well miss the birth of your child. But other than that,
no.
Every other team, you should be there. Unless you play for France, because dictator Mbambe, which also very good guy. He's really cool.
Kylian Mbappe, by the way. Kylian Mbappe, by the way.
Kylian Mbappe?
Yeah, that's his name. But
oh, wait, how do you spell
Kylian.
No, his last name.
Mbappe.
No, I'm calling him dictator.
Oh, you call him dictator?
The
Mbappe.
nickname,
okay.
Yeah, by the name dictator Mbappe.
I thought you were like, no, he has a lot of nicknames. The ninja, in Spanish, la tortuga ninja, they call him.
No, but I like dictator.
He looks like Donatello.
I love that dictator shit. But he's really cool. We call him dictator.
Oh, yeah. He's a great human being, and I think the greatest soccer player right now in the world.
I think he has my favorite take from players of the hydration takes. He's like, don't ask players because players are very reactionary.
Yeah, I heard.
Because if I'm losing, and then we have a water break, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, we need this.
Yeah.
But if I'm winning and then we take a water break, I fucking hate this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, I know we're all over the place. I know this was supposed to be your thing, and I'm taking over it, which is actually where I'm better at, I think.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
I think. I mean, this is not a hot take. Hydration breaks are ruining the game because it does change the momentum. The momentum be shifty. There is some teams that should not. I will say there is definitely some teams that should not have advanced, but because of hydration breaks. They won their
definitely
games.
Are. I mean, the United States and Mexico and I don't know if Canada, but they have very high temperature summers. So I understand in some places it's necessary.
But that's not why they're doing it.
The problem is that there's some games that are even played in indoor places where they have like air conditioning. I get it, if you have it in one, you have to have it in all, just so it could be fair. But no, yeah, this essentially it's divided the game up into 4 quarters. That's what it's done, and that's what
just for ads. Because let's be honest, they do not give a fuck about the players.
No,
let's put that clear. They do not care about the players.
Well,
this is not about the health or the fatigue the players.
I don't see it.
And because FIFA, let's be honest, FIFA is what did that dude say? FIFA is gonna be successful in spite of itself.
FIFA is
the most corrupt organization in America. Honestly, the Trump administration is probably more corrupt than FIFA, and that's saying a lot.
Well, FIFA is the organization that manages the most beloved sport in the world.
And they have
so much power, and of course,
so much controversy.
And with power comes corruption.
They're being sued by ESPN because they just gave it to Fox Sports the broadcasting rights.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there was a lot of bribery.
It's so much more. Yeah,
under the table. What happened with when they gave the World Cup to Qatar, and what happened when they gave the World Cup to Russia, and this is the only thing I wanted to say about the. Are
FIFA fans cucked then?
What do you mean?
I feel like soccer fans are like, oh, this is what it is, so I'm just gonna watch it. They're
Yes.
like cucked.
Yes.
They're like, we have nothing to do. I want to watch.
You want to watch soccer?
I want to watch FIFA, and I want to watch the World Cup, and I want to watch FIFA. Fuck me.
You want to watch soccer? That's what you want to do.
You're watching in the cook chair, the most expensive cook
No,
chair.
and look, and I want to say this. I wanted to bring this point up earlier. The political stuff that's going on in this country.
Also, soccer is very political. I know you want to say not,
before the
but
World
a lot
Cup,
of people cheer for teams from their the history
but
of
before
these
the World
teams
Cup started, it's not new.
The colonization, but yeah.
It's not.
I mean, no, it's not new. I know.
It's not new. You know, the 1936 Olympics, they're very famous because Hitler was in the stands and Jesse Owens, it was a black American that won. But a lot of people don't know in American culture. I mean, soccer culture, you know this. 2 years before, the World Cup was in Italy. And it was the same thing with Benito Mussolini, you know?
Yeah.
Benito Mussolini was out here threatening refs and coaches and shit like that, you know? And Italy won that World Cup. And not only that, you know, in 2018, Russia had already invaded the Crimea at that point. They didn't care. 2022 in Qatar, they actually had slaves working on the stadiums. Once the ball starts rolling, people forget. Here, the big thing was that they didn't allow a referee in, and you know the Trump administration.
That wasn't the biggest thing.
The Trump administration is notorious to be.
It was a war with Iran. You had ICE agents that were just taking everybody out.
It's notorious to be anti-immigrant. But once the ball starts rolling, people stop caring. That's just the way soccer is.
And that's so disappointing.
That's just the way soccer is, and the way it's gonna be in 2030. I'm sure there's gonna be some type of controversy. But once the ball starts rolling, people are gonna stop caring.
And that's so depressing. That's so sad.
And then I just think soccer is one of those things that, and at least because of soccer fans like me, like we don't want to politicize it. We don't want anything political about it.
But it's everything about it is political.
I mean, it's like, okay.
The reason why people cheer for teams or not cheer for teams is political.
But that's the people that don't watch soccer.
No, that's people that watch. First of all,
for example, I'll tell you this real quick. I saw a reel where it was this Mexican guy who said
the sport fans are racist in Europe. How is that not political?
Wait. Let me tell you. There was this Mexican fan, and this was the reel. And the reel, it was real quick. He just said, "I can't understand the Mexican fans that cheer for Argentina. These people literally have slurs for you that you never even heard of." That's cool in the real world, bro. But if you watch soccer and you see
France hates their black immigrants, by the way.
If you see the magic,
and their best player in France is a Cameroon player.
Who hates the black immigrants? Not the people watching soccer. Everyone that watches soccer.
You can't say that.
Everyone that watches soccer in France loves all the. Loves Mbappé, loves Olise, they love Dembélé, they love...
We'll talk about this later. I feel like people have this... They think racism is just this very racist thing. That's the thing. People don't understand racism.
No,
people
I don't
just
think
don't
that.
understand racism.
I don't think that at all.
They don't get it. They don't understand.
Soccer fans are not in the political realm. They're not. Real soccer fans are not basing their opinions on, look at Spain and Portugal. They're just colonizers. No, real fans are like, man, Spain has a really good midfield. Spain has a really talented player.
Real
Portugal,
idiots.
Yeah, real soccer.
Idiots.
Real soccer.
Idiots.
No. If you can't enjoy soccer at that level, I get it. But the rest of us are gonna keep enjoying it at that level.
And I think and I don't. And this is why I say you don't listen, because I don't know why this is the same debate we have for 3 weeks. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. Don't enjoy it on that level, but just don't turn your brain off. I think you're an idiot.
You have to for soccer. No, you have to for soccer. For soccer, you have to.
Then you probably shouldn't enjoy it.
For soccer, you have to.
I'll be honest. You probably shouldn't be watching it.
It's the most popular sport in the world, and that's what people do. People don't care about these things when it comes to soccer, and I'm sure other people that are like basketball fans that are really like into, or football fans that are really into football.
I
That
don't
also
even
don't
fuck
care
with
about
basketball because honestly, we could have seen real change in 2020, but Obama call LeBron James and be like, "Hey, you better shut up and dribble," and then they play dribble, and then they dribbled.
No, I just think.
And then they dribbled, and I'll be honest though, I will say COVID was some of the best ball. I will say that. It shouldn't have happened, but the best ball we've ever seen of all time.
I don't know about that. I mean,
It's what?
I mean,
Pure hoops.
I mean, you never seen the '90s Bulls, so I don't
The
know.
90s was not. That was not pure. That was not pure.
I'm not gonna disagree with you, but if you would have been in Chicago in the '90s, you would have seen true basketball, bro. But
That was not
anyway,
true basketball. But anyway,
but yeah, no, I just think that it's fair for people to not wanna, for people
I don't
that
think it's fair.
to, for example, for people to be, hey, you know
especially
what, you know what,
because it's very
Portugal,
political when you see on the court.
You know what?
When you look at the field, why are these white countries who are very racist? Yes, England is very anti-immigrant, right? America. Why are the players not all white then?
Because we separate the soccer from everything else. For example, I saw a lot of people, because they're mad at the current administration. They want, and I told you this last week, they want the USA to lose, and they wanted the USA to lose to a Muslim country. And I said it from the beginning. The only Muslim country good enough to beat USA is Morocco. But if you're into soccer, you don't care about that kind of political stuff. Especially if you're into American soccer, you want to see the U.S. do good. The only reason you wouldn't want to see USA do good is because they have a little beef with Mexico, and when it comes to North American soccer. So that's the only reason I could find it. But if you go for political things, you're like, I don't want USA to win because of this, because of Trump. Trump just got this guy's red card waved off or whatever.
That is kind of crazy.
That is crazy, but it happens to all host nations. All host nations get a little favors behind the back door. I mean, that's normal in soccer. All the big teams, they all.
I
get
will say
some
about
favors.
FIFA. I will say shout out to FIFA because the NFL, the NBA, the MLB. Well, I guess the NBA is being more upfront because of gambling of their corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer, FIFA, they're upfront about it. They don't even try to hide it.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't even try to hide it.
okay, let's go into this now. The only thing that I do hate as a soccer fan are the ticket prices. And I'll tell you why, specifically why the ticket prices drive me crazy. Because you know who keeps soccer alive in between the World Cup? Is that person who goes to see their home club in the second division in Belgium, let's say, goes every weekend to watch that game. And that person, you're telling that person that he's not rich enough to go to watch a World Cup game. Instead, who do you give it to? Celebrities, people that are just rich. You know, it's that, like, FIFA should take care of the people that take care of soccer. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's all. I think that's all sports. I hate how we are being priced out.
Yeah.
Of sports, like even in wrestling, tickets are getting more expensive, and the average wrestling fan doesn't make that much money. That's why it's so looked down upon. The NBA tickets, the prices are going up. Football, Football is so fucking. First of all, I think MLB and football, but football in particular, because this is what's going on. This is what happened in Buffalo, right? In Buffalo, first of all, they had the taxpayers pay for the Buffalo Stadium, right?
Okay.
So the owners didn't pay for shit.
Okay, that's what they wanted to do here in the Bears, right?
And that's what they're doing here too. And that's, to be fair, that's what they do in almost in everything. They have the taxpayers subsidize it. So we already are paying for that.
Yeah.
On top of that, we got to pay for the prices to go to these tickets. Not only that, did you know in Buffalo Bills you need to pay a fee just to have access to pay for tickets early?
I didn't know that.
So you're paying a fee just to pay for tickets.
Yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
You're paying a fee just to have a chance to be a member fee. Then on that, you're paying for fee. So the fan, like you said, is being priced out.
The fan is being priced
squeezed
out.
of every dollar. And that's what's going on in wrestling. That's what happened in FIFA. The fan is being extracted for every dollar, where it's not even fun to be a fan anymore.
No, I mean,
because they don't give a fuck.
It's crazy.
You're just being extracted from every dollar.
For me, it's crazy, just like I said, because soccer is the World Cup is different from every other sporting event, like basketball, football, whatever. Just because it happens only once every 4 years, you get the Super Bowl every year, NBA Finals every year, and I think between those 4 years, the people that keep soccer alive are the people in their hometown in Uruguay, people in their hometown, in Sweden that are going to watch their games, and you're telling me that person cannot, they're the ones keeping soccer alive. So I think FIFA is wrong in this. It mind boggles me when you.
But you know whose fault is that too? It's the
Consumers?
fans.
Yeah, the consumer.
It's also the fans' fault.
It's because people want to do shit just to say
'Cause
they
you guys,
did shit.
yeah,
You know,
that's why
people want to say I went to a World Cup game, even though when they're there,
That's why
they're not even paying attention. They're probably on their phone. They're on doing something. There should be some type of system, like in South America and Europe. Like if you support a team, you're like part of like a membership club.
No,
There should be some type of system where the tickets go to
this is how
the
you
members
do it.
of the
gotta
team
stop,
first.
You gotta stop supporting. You gotta stop watching the game.
No,
Did you know Frito-Lay? First of all, a lot of companies were price gouging. Frito-Lay was a big what's the word I'm looking for? Was a big corporate of it. Big corporate. So even when other companies brought their price down a little bit, because if you remember, Cheetos were still like $6.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they did it was because people are still gonna buy our chips.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy our chips at $6 because they're fucking stupid.
What else are they gonna do? Not buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't like that about the World Cup. I will say this. I want to talk a little bit about the actual World Cup.
Yeah.
I think outside of the political thing, I think it has been a very successful World Cup.
Why do you think it's violent because it's in America? Because there's been so many red cards.
No.
This World Cup. Do you think it's violent because America?
No.
Do you think people are seeing guns and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna swing on this this fucking guy.
No, I don't think there's been.
So why do you think
this World
there's
Cup's
been so many
been
red cards? So why do you think there's been so many red cards?
It's just that's the nature of the game.
No, because in the Qatar World Cup, there's only 2 red cards in the entire World Cup.
I don't think so.
No,
is
yes.
Is that a fact?
Google it. No, because I remember
I would be
this. I remember this because if you remember the first World Cup game of this year was Mexico versus South Africa.
Yeah.
And in that game there was 2 red cards.
Yeah, we got a red card.
So I remember
maybe even 3 because I think South Africa got 2 and Mexico got 1. I'm not.
Yeah, there was only 4 in the 2022 World Cup.
That's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. So do you think it's just because we're violent?
No, but I think
everyone. Do you think it's because the hotel, like when they're in the hotels, they're watching our media? And in this World Cup, there's 13 so far.
I think Qatar was an anomaly. Then, if you're saying that.
No, then check the one before that. Check the Russia World Cup.
There's always been World Cup. Plus,
13 is a lot, Oscar.
To me, it sounds normal. It's after how many games we played, 70, 80 games already. But at this point,
I guess no. Even if you include the amount of more games being played, that is still crazy.
No, it's. I don't think it's a lot. 13 doesn't sound like a lot. It's just in my mind. I don't know the statistics. This is something I've never looked up before, so I can't even say. But I don't think it's a lot. In my opinion, I think the World Cup is This is what I like. I like that except for Cristiano Ronaldo, which is 41.
And he lost today.
Yeah, and he's out of the World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo, Spain. All the other 5 big superstars, they all have been stepping up. Messi's been stepping up. Mbappe's been stepping up. Haaland's been stepping up. Harry Kane's been stepping up. And even Vinicius was stepping up for Brazil until they got eliminated. But I like that. I like that the superstars, because that's what keeps the casuals involved. Because they already know these guys. They already know Messi. They already know Mbappe. And now they go to a game and they're like, yeah, I like this Mbappe guy. And then you go see him and he scores goals. I like that.
There's been 28 red cards in 2006
Okay.
in Germany, remaining the record for most dismissals in a single term.
Yeah.
So 26 in Germany, which they had the Holocaust, so violent. So yeah, I think it's just violent countries.
The Holocaust was in Poland, I think. Yeah. It was perpetrated by Germany. No, it's just, I like it. I think.
Let's not have a World Cup in Israel.
And look, World Cups. Fuck Israel. I think if whatever team you support.
Fact, it doesn't exist. Palestine. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Free Palestine, by the way. I'm not trying to cut him off because of that. I agree with that, but I'm trying to give it a World Cup. I think whatever country you support, that's how good you think the World Cup is. Mm-hmm. So Mexico, I think that when we went back to what we used to do, which 2022 was the first time we didn't pass. So I think it was a good World Cup. But if you're like a Uruguayan fan, you probably think this World Cup sucks, right? Because Uruguay didn't make it past the first round. So, I get it, but I've liked this World Cup so far, soccer-wise. I like that the big superstars are scoring. I still think France is going to win. I like, who I like? I like Colombia making it this far. They're one of like the only Latin teams left, with Argentina. But I like Messi, but I don't want them to win again. I would rather Colombia win their first World Cup, which is unlikely. But yeah,
That's another thing. I mean, I guess we don't have time because we're wrapping up this segment. But I do want to talk about sports and how people love the underdog.
yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, and it was crazy because even when you look at OKC, but anyway,
No, I mean,
also I don't know, also, you know what I realized yesterday watching like the game with England versus Mexico. I'm so thankful. First of all, wearing jerseys, you're a loser. You're a loser. You wear your jerseys because if your team loses, now you're just a loser wearing a jersey matched with other losers.
You wear it with pride, dude. This is the second most representative thing of Mexico after the flag. This is you representing your team.
You know what represents my Mexican flag? A lucha libre mask. And actually speaking of El Grande Americano was at the game.
Was he at the game?
Night.
Okay.
They showed him.
No, man. I
the biggest celebrity in the World Cup, by the way. El Grande Americano.
I mean, we just saw Jay-Z yesterday at the Brazil game.
You know what's so
and we
funny
saw Drake in Canada, bro. I don't think.
No, but Grande Americano is bigger than both of them. Also, shout out to the Spanish announcers because I don't think they were fans of Jay-Z because they showed him Jay-Z and then as soon as he was off screen, they're like, "There's Jay-Z." Oh, here I'll do it in Spanish because it was so funny. Ahí está Jay-Z. Ahí está Jay-Z. Sí. Toca música. Sí, uno de sus producciones me gustan. And that was it.
No, they did it with Drake too. They saw Drake and they were like Drake. Yeah, Drake. You listen to his music? Yeah, I listen to his music. And then they just moved on.
They do not listen to
they
his
just moved
music.
on. That was funny. I was like, oh yeah. At least they know who Drake is, because he was in one of the games.
Which was crazy too, because then in that same game with Jay-Z, they were talking about the Mexico game, and they were way more excited about that.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, soccer and the World Cup is one of those things that brings out the passion in someone. As a Mexican fan,
but I also don't think it brings people together.
One of my wishes is to see Mexico win the World Cup before I die. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would be honestly, that would be my if you gave me 3 wishes for the rest of my life, that would be one of the 3.
So not ending racism,
not
ending capitalism.
Mexico winning a World Cup is more important than ending capitalism and racism.
Not free by people. He wants to win Mexico. You see how sports fans, that's not going to make your material conditions even better. But also, I don't think the World Cup is bringing people together. I think the World Cup is very decisive. And also, it's very racist. And also, gambling. Bro, gambling is at the front. Again, extracting people. That shit is, you're not going to bring people together gambling. That's crazy.
No, I mean, I've lost a lot of money in this World Cup. But before the World Cup started.
And it's going to happen soon, bro. Players are going to die because of gambling, and these leagues aren't going to do shit about it.
Well, there was already a player that was murdered after the 1994 World Cup. What was his name? His last name was Escobar, too, by the way. I forgot his first name. Andres Escobar. And he scored an own goal against USA, and then when he went back to Colombia, they murdered him.
I remember that.
And then I remember, when I heard the news, I still remember. I was a kid when I heard the news. It was 2 days later. I remember Germany game was on TV. And they're like, oh, they just murdered Andres Escobar in Medellin in Colombia. I don't know if a lot of people say that because they had gambled. The Narcos had gambled on Colombia, and thanks to him, they didn't. So that's why they murdered him. Nobody knows really, but it was very coincidental that he died a couple days later after Colombia came back from the World Cup, being eliminated in the first round. And so yeah, people might be murdered.
So who would you kill from the team of Mexico?
The coach. Nah, he did a good job up to yesterday. I think his substitutes were bad. I think why take out the best player in the team the last 3-4 games? Sure, he wasn't having his best game, but Quiñones has been the best player in the World Cup. I think they should have left him in. I think Santi Jimenez was playing really bad. Why put him in when you have La Hormiga on the side? And Memote Martinez, he's tall, but he's not even a world-class player, good enough to be on the team. They just took him because he's tall. And yeah. But no, I wouldn't kill anybody in the Mexico team. We did better than. If you asked me this time last year how bad the team was, this is as good as we could have improved. So we did as good as we could have.
I will kill Ochoa. He's old.
Yeah,
he lives his time.
He's a legend. Okay.
Is there anything else you wanna?
No, I think I hit the points that I wanted to hit. Lower the prices, lower the World Cup. FIFA's actually making so much money that they said that 2038 most likely the World Cup's gonna come here again. Because they understand that even though the prices are high, people are actually buying tickets.
We're fucked.
Hopefully, Chicago's a whole city by 2038, man.
It probably won't happen. I hope not.
I hope it does.
I hope not, because that's a lot more money on taxpayers. See, this is
Fuck
what I'm
the
saying.
taxpayer.
Oscar doesn't give a fuck. All
Fuck the
right.
taxpayer.
Oscar does not care about the taxpayers.
When it comes to soccer, no. Don't
Our next
Don't-
episode, our next episode is gonna be why you should care about the taxpayers. and
don't
just for
don't tax
Oscar.
us for the Bear Stadium, but tax us to bring the World Cup here. Yes, I'm fine with them raising your rent a little bit for that. Yeah.
Anyway, so Oscar, since you don't want to talk about politics while talking about soccer, let's just do straight politics.
Okay.
Have you been keeping up with the Supreme Court?
A little bit. I don't know specifically which one.
Oscar, you have a podcast. Why are you not keeping up with,
Yeah.
with what's going on?
Like which specific decision?
All of them. The
Birthright
ones-
Citizenship.
All of them. The ones that have made it the past 2 weeks, which is going to affect all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I kept
The
up
one, the fact that Trump doesn't even need a reason to fire people, head of departments, that's crazy.
But that's his catchphrase, right? You're fired. So you know what I'm saying? Why wait?
The Supreme Court is like, bro, we need to make your catchphrase easier.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't said it for like 20 years, bro. Bring it back.
This is how we're gonna end the deficit.
Yeah.
Here, fire anybody you
Yeah.
want. So that's how when you fire them, you stream it on the WhiteHouse.gov. You stream it on PBS,
There you go.
and we're gonna make so much money. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
Which I guess, does it really matter at this point? I feel like he's been doing that forever.
He has been doing that. Sorry. He has been doing that forever. I feel like was it justified? Everyone he fired? I mean, I don't remember what he fired people for anymore, bro.
No, it was not justified. I think it was just because they weren't listening to him.
Yeah, I mean, I remember they all
Which
having-
now we're paying the consequences for it now. Our producer was telling us how there was a shitty bacteria that gives you the shits in fresh water and produce.
Yeah, baby.
Chicago media takeout, which is refutable. That's not the word I'm looking for. Not refutable. What's the word when they're a trusted source? A trusted source.
Okay.
And let's see. I guess all three trans athletes are banned.
All of them?
All three of them. All three of them.
All three of them.
There's not that many.
No, there's not. I don't know if there's three, but
There's no. I mean,
the last time I checked, it was less than 10. I don't remember.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not that
like
many,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's so little. So, fucking as the Aslam, the Elysium,
Come again?
when you seek Aslam,
Huh?
Asylum.
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 Asylum. What the heck?
Yes, that was my second language. All right.
Okay.
No, English is my second language.
Asylum. Okay.
Asylum. I think they limited it. I read some. I was reading it today that they limited the amounts you could do, which is I think against the UN anyway. I mean it's against humanitarian laws.
Okay.
There's no limits on that, but they limited that. Which at first I read that because I think at first I read that you can't even come here and seek that, which is crazy.
I think they say only like white South Africans can do it, right? I think something like that.
Yeah, because they're being persecuted.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It sounds like I'm just.
People who cross the border, it doesn't give them immediate asylum.
Okay.
It used to be you cross the border, you have to be.
Well, it used to be like
Which to be fair, it hasn't been like that for a long time. Also, they have stopped doing that.
I think for certain countries, right? It used to be the Cubans had the wet feet, dry
No,
feet.
but it was all countries. No,
Yeah.
I mean it was all countries, and that's what I'm saying. And they slowly started like, I mean, even that was a big decisions of the Supreme Court was no immigrant is protected. So now you have like Haitians and Venezuelans who were protected by Trump, which is why Venezuelans
Yeah.
also voted for Trump was because they did hit the. Now they're being able. Now they could be taken.
Yeah, man. I mean, the big Supreme Court decision was the one that I saw was birthright citizenship. That's the one people are talking about. And then, I'm gonna tell you this: as an immigrant, I don't disagree if you want to end birthright citizenship, but
What what?
But you have to go through the. I think you have to make an amendment for that. You can't just Trump can't just be like, hey, bro, let's end this. You know.
Who did I pick to be a co-host? What do you mean you don't disagree with ending birthright?
No, I mean, because there are people who just come here to have a kid and then go back. I mean, I'm sure it's a minority of people, and they're doing it from other countries like China and Russia and stuff like that. You know, I'm not talking about like poor immigrant families.
And who cares? Okay, they're doing that. So what?
I mean, it's citizenship grants you a bunch of rights that I don't have, for example. And I do think there should be
but you know what the answer to that is,
some
Oscar?
type of stipulation to it.
You know what the answer to that is, Oscar? It should be easier for you to be a citizen.
It should be.
Why do you want to exclude? See this? Oh my.
No,
goodness.
I'm not.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about the sports, about how instead we should be focusing it on bringing community, because this is what happens when you don't fucking have community. When other people don't have shit, you're like, fuck it. If I don't have shit, they don't have shit either. You fucking Cesar Chavez fucking motherfucker. Like, this is what you should have been doing. Okay, let me not call you that. He is a rapist. I'm so sorry. But he, huh?
Yeah, he was, right? He was accused of something. I don't know if he was.
No, he was a child pedophile.
Okay.
I
know he was accused of something.
He was a groomer.
I'm not 100%
Yes, he
sure
was a groomer.
what
He was a child. He was a
because people throw the word rapist around. Like, for
rapist.
example, and this is nothing to do with anything, but people were calling like Pee Wee Herman when he died like a pedophile rapist. Like, no, he just masturbated in the theater. That's all he did. You know, that's different. You know, let's separate.
Jealous, yeah, Oscar, you're jealous. You're jealous that
I can't masturbate in theaters. Yes, I'm jealous. What's the whole point of watching Scary Movie 7 if I can't masturbate to the people that I was masturbating to when I was 20 years ago from the first one, right?
Oscar's like, this is better than porn because at least they have stuff on, so at least something for the imagination.
There's something about a bloody girl there.
Jesus fucking
just playing.
Christ, Oscar.
All right. But nah.
But this is why I call you Cesar Chavez, because Cesar Chavez, his whole thing was he was deporting people instead of being like, hey, if you don't want to be with us, you're gonna get deported, blah blah blah, which is crazy. The answer should be like, hey, come be with us, because we're trying to work to have all workers become citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you know this, but
I don't know this. I thought he just did like a.
No, that was one of
some
his
type of boycott for farmer rights.
He did that. No, but his boycott was basically, if you're not with us, we're gonna deport you. We're gonna get rid of you.
With us, you're against us.
Yeah, which is, there is something to that, but I think that is like the most worst way to. That's the thing. There's other ways. Mm-hmm. There's steps you should get before like deporting, and that's all I'm saying. Because, and it's very important because this is why the government, they could stop companies from hiring immigrants. They could.
Okay.
But the reason they don't is because because America needs basically slaves.
They need an immigrant workforce. So they could pay less than minimum wage and stuff like that. Yes, I agree.
So they can, they basically need a slave class to give them, basically pay them basically nothing, so they could get all that labor, and also they use that class to suppress the wages from citizens like you and me.
I'm not a citizen, but yeah.
So then it creates this us against them. You're like, oh well, I'm not getting paid enough, not because the person who has all the money and has the option to pay me. It's not because he doesn't want to pay me because he's being greedy. It's because these motherfuckers who, if they don't accept this 10 cents an hour job, they're gonna starve.
Yeah. No. I agree with that. No, I'm not anti-immigration, dude. I'm just I am for, at a certain point, I think in this country there's gonna have to be a end to birthright citizenship. I do agree with that. I don't know. I do agree with that. It's gonna take an amendment, and an amendment requires like 70% of the people to be in favor of it. And as long as the politics are as divisive as they are now, no politician's ever going to be able to get 70% of the people to be in favor of that, you know? I mean, we have gun control laws where 70% of the people are in favor of that can't get passed. So it's ridiculous. You're not in favor of ending birthright citizenship.
I feel like I went on a whole on explaining why.
I mean, that Cesar Chavez thing had nothing to do with it.
Because you should know. But no, my point is you're wrong.
Okay.
Because you're like, oh, these people have these rights and I don't, so fuck them. It's like, no, you should be at rights. We should not be getting rid of birthright citizenship. If anything, we should make it easier for people to be a citizen.
No,
Because this country has the resources and money. We just refuse to provide these people with money.
Okay.
And that's going to make it even worse. Because then it's going to make it easier to exploit people. What do you mean?
I just don't see the connection between birthright and exploiting people. But okay, I mean, if you see it, and
Oscar, literally,
that's great. That's great. No, if you see it, you see it. I mean, Luis is mad at me now. I think he's getting a headache. There's something wrong.
Oscar, can you work here?
My girl.
Can you work here if you're not a citizen?
Legally?
Can you work here legally? Yes.
Yes.
Can you work here
Yes.
if you're not a citizen?
Yes.
Explain to me how it works.
Well, if you're completely illegal,
Yes. If you're not a citizen.
if you're not a resident either, right? Because that's what you're saying.
Well, what are the steps if you're not a citizen? Because you want to end birthright citizenship,
So I was-
and you don't see the issue. So let's walk. Huh?
Undocumented. Sorry. I'm sorry. Undocumented. So I wasn't documented for about 20 years of my life, and I worked illegally, but I worked. Allegedly. Somebody told me I'm supposed to say allegedly because
And how did that work allegedly?
but in those type of jobs, they just look the other way.
And how much did they pay you in these jobs?
Oh, it was minimum wage. Minimum wage.
Hmm.
Yeah, which when I was young, when I was like 15, 16 years old, when I started working, minimum wage was like $5 an hour, something like that. Yeah, very little.
So you don't see how any birthright citizenship, how
I don't see the connection that you're making of me making very little money. That's just the only thing that I'm not understanding. And
basically what I'm saying is,
by the way,
basically what I'm saying is this. People are gonna come to America always to work, no matter what.
regardless.
That's
okay.
just gonna be a thing, just because of the imperial core and all that stuff. That's a whole different thing. People are always gonna come here, always gonna come here. Work. So if you end birthright citizenship,
Their kids won't get the benefits. What you're saying?
you're just gonna make it easier to exploit these people because they're not gonna be a citizen. Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna be undocumented. They're not gonna be
No,
a citizen.
I am.
They're gonna have
I
all
am
these
in favor
things.
of those people having people that come to work here that have made a life here. I am in favor of their kids being citizens. I'm not in favor of Russian billionaires coming in, having their kids here, and then leaving right away, just so they can have the citizens.
But to end that, there's different rules to do. You don't
yeah,
have birthright
yeah,
citizenship.
of course.
You literally, but we live in a capitalistic society, so those
I agree with
parts
that.
get,
Okay.
Then
I
why
agree
do you
with
jump
that.
straight to any birthright citizenship? then?
I agree with to end complete birthright citizenship. Yes, but not entirely. You know what? I don't know if I explain myself. There's just certain people that I believe that it's a real threat. I do believe that there are Chinese millionaires and Russian millionaires who don't have this country's best interest in mind, who do have kids here. So in the future,
American citizens don't have the best American mind. What do you mean? These motherfuckers are not voting. These motherfuckers are watching soccer, playing football, and saying, I don't give a fuck about sports. I don't give a fuck about politics. That's fucking. Those people don't have America's best
But that's
interest
their
in
right to
hearts.
not care. That's your right to. It's your right to not care as an American citizen. Luis just walked out. Anybody catch that Spain against Portugal game? It's pretty boring. Cristiano Ronaldo lackluster. But overall, I think Spain has a strong team, man. Lamine Yamal needs to play a little better. Luis, you're back. Yeah.
I didn't think this is where this episode was gonna go. Honestly,
I just I just didn't see the connection. But okay, that's it. I see the connection that you try to make. We're not always gonna agree on everything. It doesn't mean you have to.
yeah, but okay. So let's talk about that too, right? Because people are like, "Oh, we can agree to disagree when it comes to." No, there's some things we cannot agree to disagree because certain things, like again, it is like you either see me as a human or you don't. You either think I should live or I don't. And I mean, Yeah, I mean, yeah, birthright citizenship because you gotta see why Trump doesn't want this shit to be happening.
No, Trump wants it for the worst reasons. He wants it for the racist reasons. Yeah, I know Trump doesn't.
I
have
mean,
a,
there's no good reason
I
to
understand
end because
that.
there's no good reason to end birthright citizenship. Oscar, give me one good reason.
I already told you what the reason.
That's
is.
not even a good reason. That's a terrible reason.
I think that's a good reason.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
Having other people that don't even like this country to be citizens, and in the future they're gonna get all the benefits. They're gonna get everything. They're gonna be able to run for a president, maybe even and stuff like that when they love another country more and stuff like
and
that.
And that's also another thing. All these reasons you're saying is bad don't even exist, and it hasn't even happened yet.
I mean,
again, the person that is destroying America is an American citizen. Is Trump?
And I'm gonna tell you this: it's happened with.
What are we talking about?
It's
what are we talking about? Trump is an American-born citizen. He was born in America.
But
his parents were born in America. He's the biggest threat. So what the fuck are you talking about ending birthright citizenship?
I'll tell you who's happened with. I'll tell you who's happened. It's happened with a lot of people that basically who are in favor of Israel. It's happened a lot with them. That they're born here, but they have Israel's interest in mind. And that's where this thing...
Guess who has Israel's interest in mind? America.
But that's why. Right now it's Israel. In the future,
yeah,
it could be Israel,
citizen.
China,
so how
and
is
Russia.
birthright citizenship? How is that going to end the fucking apartheid and genocide in Israel then?
It doesn't fix the problem, but it keeps the problem from expanding. You know? That's what's happening. And even though you don't think
Oscar. Oh
yeah.
Shit. Oh shit. I'm destroying property. I'm destroying property. Oscar, so you're telling me So you're telling me earning birthright citizenship is gonna end the apartheid? It's gonna free Israel? It's gonna free Israel. See, this is how mad I am. I can't even think right.
No. But it's gonna keep that from expanding to another country. To keeping it from expanding to Russia and China.
How am I gonna talk politics with someone that doesn't know how politics works? Sorry. Is that a clip? Whoever's editing our clips, make sure this is a clip.
Mm-hmm.
So, Oscar, explain to me, how is ending birthright citizenship, how is that going to end the apartheid in Israel?
It's not going to end the apartheid in Israel, but it's going to keep other people from having the same interests that the people who have Israel first interest in mind. So now we're going to have, in the future, we're going to have people that are going to have China first in mind or Russia first in mind, you know? So I think that's the part that makes sense, in my opinion. That's the part that makes sense.
But
and I'll tell you this, I'm gonna if I become a citizen, which hopefully I do become a citizen by the end of this decade, I have Mexico's interest in mind. I don't think that's good for this country. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's good that I have Mexico's interest in mind.
This is the first and last episode. I just want.
I will have Mexico's interest in my mind. I'm biased like that, so I can see the people being born to these millionaires and like in Russia and China having their other country in mind. You know, that's where I see the argument makes sense. Like I said, it's not gonna be a thing that's gonna happen now. I think an amendment will take 20, 30 years, so it is not gonna happen now. Thoughts?
I want to talk about real issues and real problems and not some shit you're making up to fix problems that don't even need to be fixing.
Okay.
You've been watching too much Trump, I think.
I don't like Trump.
Issues are creating solutions and creating things that don't exist, that don't need to be fixed, and all these things. Wow, yeah, I didn't think this was gonna... I was gonna bring this up to see how we're all connected. The Mexicans, the blacks, and the Asians, we're all connected. This is why we gotta come together. But I mean, I guess I guess this is the other issue, right? This is the thing about Mexicans and undocumented people. They think they're dumb. They vote. They just like citizens. They vote against their best interest, and they think against their best interest.
I would literally vote for the same people that you vote. We're very similarly aligned in political news. It's just this.
I don't think
we're
so.
not gonna be 100%.
I would never end birthright citizenship, Oscar.
But that's not
I
gonna
don't
be
think. First of all, I don't think the problem why Israel is getting so much support from America. I don't think it's because American citizens are being born through birthright citizenship.
I think
I think it's because Israel is America's attack dog in the Middle East, right? The Middle East, where there is so much oil and resources and money to be made. So America needs someone on their behalf, which is Israel, which attacks every country on behalf of America, right? America is the one who gives us. Well, I guess Israel is America. So yes, I am American. Gives us billions of dollars to go and bomb and attack these other countries. Attacking Iran, attacking Lebanon, blah, blah, blah. You know, these proxy wars. For America's best interest, for oil, just so we have a place and a say in the Middle East. We have a say in these oil. We have all these things. And that's just me dumbing it down, right?
I don't agree with that, but
Joe Biden literally has, I don't care if you disagree with it or not because it's fact. Joe Biden has said we need to protect Israel because it protects America's best interest at heart. And if Israel doesn't exist.
That's what he has to say.
But this was when he was a senator. This is what I'm telling you. This is senators.
Let me start with this. Let me start with this.
Yeah, I guess this is what they say because this is what all the senators are. And again, and this is what he said: if Israel did not exist, America will just create it in Israel.
Let me start with this.
So this is why any birthright citizen with again, it's gonna be like affirmative action. What you think is gonna do is not. It's not gonna do what you think it's gonna do.
It's not gonna happen, by the way. But look, I disagree with the Israel thing.
Just real quick, Joe Biden was a senator given $4.2 million by pro-Israel.
Yeah. So this is what I want to say.
Joe Biden also when he said that he also was given.
This is the thing I want to say about Israel. I think you're wrong in this assessment because I think you're saying America's using Israel. I think it's backwards.
No.
I think Israel's using America. I think Israel's using America. I think Israel's using America. I don't.
I mean, you've been wrong this entire conversation.
I mean, I don't think I have been. I think Israel's using America. Israel's using America. I don't think it's the other way around. And I think there was a lot of guilt over the Holocaust, which is why France, England, and later with the superpowers at the time created the state of Israel. And then America took the superpower nation, so they took their lead. But I think it's Israel using the United States. I don't think it's backward. I think the United States will be fine because the United States already made peace with most of those countries over there, with Saudi Arabia, with Qatar, with Nam, whatever. They already made peace with them. They already have it. They don't need. I don't think they need Israel. I think it's the Israel lobby, the one that's giving money. The AIPAC is called, the one that's giving money to our senators that are making this alliance still stay strong. Israel's the one that's using the United States, in my opinion. But that's just. But I think we're on the same side of the issue, right? We're Free Palestine. We're on the same side of this issue. I just think it's backwards.
They're gonna eat your ass alive in the comments. But the reason,
For
but
what?
also
I'm
shout out to
right.
Cardi B. But this is why I want to. This is why I bring it because all these issues are connected, right? This is why you should care because all these issues are connected. Cardi B over the weekend said that Latinos and Latinos and black and brown, not black, sorry, Latinos and brown people and people of color and all that should. Actually, this is not what she said exactly, but this is how I feel like I'm taking it. We should pay respect to black people because the civil rights, we owe everything. Basically, yeah, we owe everything, our friends, all that stuff, to the civil rights, and which is
that's true.
all the hard work was done by black people in this country.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
So when you have a kid do a cross burning in Grant Park. I thought it was Douglas Park. In Grand Park.
I thought it was Union Park, but yeah.
And say it's a cross burning and then be like, I was just doing it to protest Trump and I also don't know the history of America. One, you're lying. You're lying because white supremacy is so baked into America that just being here, you're already embedded in it.
Okay.
And white supremacy is embedded with anti-blackness. It's just natural. It's open. Even black people are just anti-black, even if they don't know it. It's just a lot.
Mhm.
So even to play dumb, I don't believe you, because being anti-black is your first step into kind of being accepted by white people as a kid.
Look, I don't believe that person that burned the cross. I don't believe that person didn't know. I knew he knew what the reference is. Do I believe there's Americans that don't know the reference? Yes, I do think they're. It just might. It's. This is what I know from that reference. I know it was like in a movie, like in the '60s, or maybe even before that, because it was like black and white. That's as far as my knowledge of the burning cross goes.
The burning cross.
The movie is actually called The Birthright of the Nation.
Okay.
And in that movie specifically, it's a pro Ku Klux.
Yeah. Okay. So that's as far as I know. It's from a movie.
Also, it's not even in the 60s. It's deeper than that.
Yeah, it's the 30s.
Like, literally,
right?
burning
Yeah.
cross was how you started
Okay.
Ku Klux Klan's meetings, which Ku Klux Klan started.
But I've heard like the reference and people bring it up in my life 3-4 times. Oh yeah, burning cross or whatever. This burning cross. But then again, I am very into that kind of stuff. There are people that are like I always say. Is there people that are not into politics that may not know what a burning cross means? I think so. I don't think that person specifically though. But because the people that don't know, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't go burn a cross because it wouldn't even cross their mind. So this person faking stupidity or ignorance, I think they're lying.
This is the end of the episode. I have a lot to think about. Who knows how long this podcast is gonna last? I technically already spent money on it, so I guess I'm kind of sunk in for at least 6 months. So enjoy this 6-month podcast, because I don't know if Oscar's gonna read to be more knowledgeable in the politics. But anyway, thank you to Matt and the Laugh Factory for producing this podcast and having us. You can follow us at Do We Even Care? Follow me at A Humble Luis.
Do We Even Care podcast on Instagram and Oscar Comedy 13 on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, and then we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram. Follow us all on there. Yeah, I don't know.